As life goes on, we have to make more and more decisions. You buy a car and now you need an insurance policy. You buy a house and now you need to figure out an internet service provider. There are so many services that we need to continually add on to our monthly subscription bill. But how do we choose? When I choose a company for a service that I need, I base my decision on 3 key elements. The first one is simplicity. A company's idea for fixing a problem or having a service should be a very clear and simple way of doing it. Their why of why they're doing the service in the first place should be at the core of how they run their business. The second reason is innovation. They should constantly have that think different idea, constantly innovating to change things up and go against the status quo. And finally, they should have an altruistic approach. Altruism by definition means the belief in or practice of disinterested and selfless concern for the sake of others, aka care about your customers on a deep emotional level. So how could possibly a bank have any of these qualities? I joined Simple a little over 2 years ago, maybe a year or two after they became a startup. Heard about them through a friend, and in the beginning it was a invite system only, kind of like a OnePlus launch. Now, the reason that I joined Simple was they had an entirely different way of looking at traditional style banking, and what I mean by that is my old big brother bank. You know, you had checkings and savings. If you went under, you had this crazy fee. Maybe you had an annual fee on certain cards. You know, if you wanted to transfer from your savings to checkings so many times, you got even more fees. It was pretty crazy. So the fact that Simple completely rebuilt the system and thought of the new way of doing it, of basically having a safe to spend and a goals. So on the back end, you really just have one simple checking account, but you create these goals where Simple will automatically every day take how much it needs to be able to reach that goal by a certain point. For example, if I say I wanted to save $500 by next month so that I could buy, you know, a new computer or something, you can create that goal, set the final date, and it will calculate on a daily basis how much it should save each day. Now, what I tend to do a lot of the time is if I get a paycheck in the beginning of the month or whenever it is, I will basically create all my goals and you can immediately move the money to those goals. Now, the nice thing is if your safe to spend ever goes under or anything like that, it will automatically pull from your goals. It's not a separate account, so the merchant or whoever's charging you doesn't get dinged, you don't get any returned transactions, nothing's declined. It's fantastic. And when you get more money, it knows to put that money back into that goal before putting the remainder amount into your safe to spend. So it basically fixes the idea that if I have $1,000 in my account, I don't want to constantly look at it because I will spend it very quickly. When I log into the app, all I see is the safe to spend right at the top, and it's super easy. But the biggest reason that I have really decided to be a lifelong customer and stick with them is the customer service. That last bit that I talked about earlier, that altruistic type approach. Now, there are many apps nowadays or different services where they advertise that you can talk to a person if you're a premium subscriber or anything like that, and I think that's pretty terrible. The fact that we pay a premium price nowadays to talk to another human being, it's kind of crazy. So I really have 2 simple customer servicey type stories real quick to share with you. The first one is actually from a friend, the one who actually referred me when I first signed up for the bank a long time ago, before they completely rebuilt their infrastructure to handle all of the customers they have now. They had a day where basically, long story short, they had some type of outage or servers went down. I don't know. Most people were only out of being able to use or swipe or view their account for about an hour or 2, and they were very good about being on Twitter and social media, constantly personally replying to people and basically fixing the problem. An even smaller group of people that my friend was in couldn't use their card or anything for about a day, which, you know, can be pretty unacceptable. He wasn't the happiest man on earth, but they fixed it and it was fine. About a week later, he woke up with, I believe it was $50 or an extra $100 in his account. That is not a feature they do. They don't do it all the time. I haven't seen it anywhere else again. It is a company who saw a problem that was their fault and they took responsibility of it, and they rewarded the people for basically being loyal customers. which is very, very cool. And I would like to see any other, big brother bank that has billions and billions of dollars do that at all. No, you don't even get a personal response, but that's a whole nother story for another day. The second customer service story, and the biggest one in my opinion, happened to me a couple months back when I simply messaged inside of the app to one of the Simple people, basically, thank you for being an awesome bank and constantly innovating, coming out with new features. And I got back an awesome reply from Anne, who was a customer service rep, and she was very awesome. I told her about how I left my full-time job to pursue my dream, and basically Simple allowed me to budget for the next couple of months with goals and things like that. Just a simple thank you, wasn't looking for anything specific in return. And then a couple weeks ago I received this in the mail, and inside was this bag. Whatever you love, do that. First off, an awesome message, thank you very much. And I thought it was just a bag, and I actually messaged them like, oh, thanks for the bag, I have no idea why I have it, but thank you very much. And then shortly after that, I felt something in the bottom of the bag, and on the front just says Michael, and this is handwritten with some type of marker. Again, right off the bat, no other company would do this, especially not a bank. And inside is a couple of different things. There's a little notepad, so you can write notes or sketches or whatever you want in it. And on the front, again, is whatever you love, do that, with the Simple branding on it. And what you see fell out of that was basically a bunch of Simple stickers, and even one like felt badge that you could sew on, I guess, anything. And it says genuine human goodness with the Simple logo. And then last but not least was a card. And on the front it says dream on and on and on and on and on, which I thought was cool. But on the inside is a handwritten personal note that says, hi Michael, I just wanted to drop you a line and say congrats on your new business and good luck in all your endeavors. Heart, Anne, and Simple. Pretty bad at reading semi-cursive handwriting. The fact that this is a handwritten letter just blows my mind. And the fact that she remembered that conversation and wanted to do something about it. Some people choose the existing banks, or really any company that has been around for 50, 100 years. And I'm not saying existing banks or existing services aren't good. There's a reason that they're still around, but sometimes they take all the money, and sometimes the original innovators of that company have left, and it's no longer the same kind of vibe to it. And that is why I like startups, and that is why I am an early adopter and take risks on places like Simple. There are plenty of options out there, and when it comes to banks, you obviously need to do your research before you pick one. But the thing is, no other bank that I have ever come across would treat me like Simple treats me. They constantly come out with new features. I will leave a link in the description below to all of their features and amazing ways that they have completely rechanged the way banks work. But I really just wanted to take a couple minutes here and talk about the story of what I got through Simple, something that you won't see on their website because they don't advertise it, but they are awesome. So if you're looking for a bank, or you're thinking about switching because you are tired of your existing bank, check out Simple, because you will not regret it. Not only is it an amazing way to learn to save money better, and it has completely changed the way that I use and spend and save, but also it revitalized me that something just like a bank can actually truly care about its customers. So thank you, Anne, and thank you, Simple, and thank you guys for watching and subscribing and liking. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.